The infamous RX-7. I love the cockpit, I love every single part of it, the timeless design, but I think it's missing something really important. So what will happen if we mix this with this? Guess like welcome back to Tony West DIY. My name is Wes, and we're gonna try to make our own cup holder. There's several aftermarket ones you can choose. However, I saw the Evo R center console that they sell for LHDs. Love how it looks. I love the double cup holder, carbon fiber trim, but there's an issue with that, and it's that is made for LHDs, left-hand drive car. They have an option for the right-hand drive, but it's not the whole center console. It's just like a part of it or an adapter that you can add to the right-hand drive center console. So I went to the Evo R website and they sell the actual cup holders that I'm assuming they utilize for the center console. They look like a little bit too big for the area that I'm gonna try to install them. So let's see if we can make it happen. Expected, the area is not that wide for the cup holder to fit. In my mind, I had a center, but the further you go to the right, the smaller the area. So I might have to push it out to the left, to the passenger side. This is basically how it's gonna sit. Let me identify the center and start from there. So the goal now, or what I'm trying to accomplish, is remove that plastic, at least where the diameter is, without cutting the skin or the leather or however you want to call it. Let me see if I can go to Lowe's and see if I can find something to carve that area, but that is the same size or have the same diameter as this spring. I'm by myself, yeah, I don't need you none of it. The only two sizes that were available was the 3 inches or 76 millimeters. The other one was a 3.5. However, the exact size is a little bit more than 3 inches. But that's okay. I didn't want to go 3.5 because, again, I just want to cut the plastic, not the skin. And I'm gonna explain to you guys later why. So with 3 inches, I still have some room for any error. And with this one, I'll be able to expand it where I want it. So I already checked the interior. Now I have to trim this area. So I'm gonna see if I can trim it without making it weak. I damaged the skin a little bit here, and I think there's another corner. But I have an idea. I was gonna order something else, but it's coming from UK, so I'll have to wait. So I cleaned that. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit it with this. And while that is drying, let's see if I can move my homemade USB plug. You haven't seen my video how I did that. You can click the card that is going to show up right now, because it's right in the middle. And even though it doesn't bother me as much, sometimes I'm worried that I can hit it when I shift. So I'm just gonna swap it with this one, and hopefully it's easy. All right, so I got the skin that I ordered from UK, and it looks like this. So this goes over the whole center console. That's why I wasn't worried how this area look. And as you can tell, I already started the leather with red stitching pattern. This will kind of look the same, and it will cover all the imperfections that this center console has, especially this one that bothers me a lot. Also, I'm excited because I was thinking, what can I do to put it in the bottom, because right now it's just the rock, which is not a big deal, but I was thinking, how can I bring it to the next level? So I was thinking to put something in the bottom, and I remember that I bought this aluminum piece to create the brackets for the electronic ECU. I want to put it in the stock location, but I never got time to do it. I'm still gonna do it though, because I don't like how it looks right now. However, I'm gonna use a piece of this to cut a circle and then put it in the bottom. But remember that my buddy Andrew have a company, and he does a lot of cool shit, and he also do engraving. So why not to engrave a little logo there? I already called him, we talk about this, and he have a couple ideas. So what I'm gonna do now is put the skin over the center console, let it dry, and while that thing is drying, go into Andrew's house and see what cool shit he can do.
Alright, so this is what we got from Tony from his logo, right?
Yep.
And so what we do is we import it into Adobe Illustrator. And then we have to basically turn it into an image that the laser can read, right? So we go there, we do some editing on it, and then from there we save it, we export it as a JPEG, and we transfer it over to EasyCAD 2. And what EasyCAD 2 is what the fiber laser can read. And so what I'll do is I'll delete this so you can see, right? So this is called the hash, right? And this is the hash settings that the laser will go through, and it will read, right? So initially, this is what it will show as once we pull it into the program.
Mm-hmm.
So you have different parameters, right? So you have the power of the unit, the frequency, all that changes into the different levels of the strength, right? You can see like this was turned up way too much.
Correct.
And then we backed it down a little bit and it came out a little cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you a sample test just so you can see how it goes through it.
Okay.
And then from there we'll go through and we'll actually put it onto aluminum, and then it'll actually cut it out. So
All right.
give me a second.
Let's do it.
All right, so go ahead and we'll throw this hatch back on. Okay, and then it basically fills it in. So we're going to select from the library. And all these are like we downloaded over time. You find different frequencies that works, and then you just save it. So
Those are like preset
Right, right. So once you find something that works for you, then you save that because you know you're going to use it again.
Correct.
So we're gonna, since this is steel, we'll just do a general one on steel.
Alright.
And then, so we can go ahead and light it up. So you can see where you're placing it. And it'll light it up with the laser. Safety first.
Alright.
Goes on.
Safety first.
So we could run it like that. So we'd have both of those.
Both of the Affinity logo and the Tony West. Yeah, I mean, shit, I like it.
Alright, let's give the dark one a run.
Alright.
I'm just gonna use the back side of this.
Also, the laser can make the cut as well?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Alright.
So I just make sure that what I'm asking the computer to do is actually doing the exact same size, right? Because I'm moving it up and down, which will
It will shrink or yeah, the focus will be different based on the height.
Let's run that one.
Alright guys, and this is how it's gonna look. Holy cow. It looks fancy. I was telling him, I thought that I needed to cut this with a dremel. And it wasn't gonna get this perfect. It wasn't gonna look circle at all. But I wasn't that worried because, I mean, I assumed that this was going to cover it. But look, he even made the cut and everything. Look how fancy that thing looks.
I'm telling you, I was like, I think, I kind of like the gradient because as the metal heated up, right, it kind of changed the color of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of cool how it kind of gradients in. So
I like it.
I mean, we can always try more, we get some more time, but
Sure, no,
I think that looks awesome.
It does.
One eternity later.
And after a month, I finally got it. Or I finally got the right one, I should say. So with this one, I'll be able to cover all the imperfections that this center console had and redo another hole so the cup holder will be more steady. The only issue that I realized when I was putting it on is that either I'm putting it wrong, which I doubt it because that's the limit of it, or this won't fit perfectly. The reason why I said this is because this has the, how can I say, like the curve starting earlier than how it actually is in the center console. So we'll see. I'm gonna start putting it on, so wish me luck.